Alright guys, so last Sunday I hunted way up the mountain from where I am now. I scouted my way back to the truck and I found this spot. I've never hunted it. I come in this morning to hunt this and I walked up on probably 20 deer bedded down by this ditch. Well, right after daylight, I started having deer. I mean, literally all over me. I had a big one walk right between these two trees beside me and right underneath my tree. She almost bumped into the tree I'm in. Well, I got my bow picked up. She was literally directly underneath me. And she got under a bunch of this low brush. And I couldn't really see her. So I just hung my bow back up and let her walk. Then I had another one come in a little bit later to my right. She come in and was coming right to me. And so I wanted to reposition on the other side of the tree so that I could get a better shot angle. So she was going to step out at like 20 yards. So I'm watching that deer and I watching what she's doing, and I swing around the tree. There was a doe that came in behind me that I didn't see. I didn't know it was there. It was another big nanny doe. She started blowing like crazy. She saw me move around the tree. And she started blowing like crazy. Well, that got the one I was watching on edge. She ran off for a minute. Well, then she starts coming back through. This other deer's still blowing the whole time. Finally, she popped out at like 30 yards and she was real skittish. And because of that other deer blowing and going crazy. So I'm pretty sure she was at 30 anyway. That's the pin I put on her. But I wasn't going to shoot her, and then I thought, well, the way this other doe's blowing and tearing the woods up, raising all kind of cane, I ain't going to see nothing else. So I drew on her, put my 30 pin on her and shot. I don't know, she ducked. She ducked pretty hard. She was already on edge because of that other doe. I haven't got down and looked for my arrow or anything yet. I'm fixing to pack everything up and ease down and go back here and check out, see if I can find where I hit her. Alright guys, I tracked blood about 100 yards. I'm getting kind of worried about this one because I tracked blood for so long. But I mean, she was bleeding good. She carried the arrow the whole way, was the problem. She ditched the arrow right here about, I don't know, 15 yards from where she's at. Blades are still really sharp. Just needs cleaned off. Is all. There was really good lung blood all the way to this deer. I'm kind of surprised she made it as far as she did. Here she is. Put it right through that front shoulder. Man, she ducked and spun into it because I was aiming back behind the shoulder and it hit right here in the front. All right, now the real work begins. We got to get her gutted and drug all the way back out to the truck, which is gonna suck. Alright guys, so that was a crazy morning. I bumped like 20 freaking deer going in there. I don't know if they bumped, but they were there. Bedded down on both sides of the draw I was hunting. And it was crazy. I didn't think. I thought one of two things is going to happen. I'm going to see nothing at all because I just educated every deer in the country that I'm here. Or I'm going to get lucky, and when they get up and move, I'm going to be on the right side of this draw. Luckily, they were deer bedded on the right side of the draw and the left side of the draw. So the majority of them were bedded on the side I came in on. And I don't know that the ones on the other side of the draw necessarily seen me the way I came in, because once I came up on the deer, I hooked around behind them real hard and decided that I would hope if I could get about 100-150 yards up the draw from them, that when they got up and started moving, they would work their way right to me. The ones on that side of the draw. I don't think that's what happened, because these deer came from the next draw over. All the deer that I seen this morning, except for one, came from the next draw over. I had a big doe come under me right at legal light. I'm not even sure if it was legal light or not. It was that close. Like, so I just kind of watched her. She walked right up to the tree I was in. It was so hard to see my pins. Like, I don't even know that I could have shot her if it was legal light. But she came right up to the tree I was in, like brushed up against it. And then she went toward the road. She made her way down through the underbrush, and I couldn't really see her too good, but she made her way down toward the road. And see, the deer were bedded between me and the road, the main road. And my thinking was, they're not going to cross that main road during the daytime. Probably what they'll do is they're bedding where they can watch that main road and see everything coming in there. But when they get up, they're going to move up the mountain. I don't know. I'm not real sure where all the ones that I seen coming in went. But like I said, the big one came underneath me from this other draw, the next draw over. So did the one that I shot. So, I don't know. It's been a crazy morning. Like I said, I seen a bunch of deer this morning. There were a lot more deer around me that I could hear that I couldn't see. And if I can hear them, they gotta be close, because I can't hear squat. But I could hear a bunch of deer milling around behind me and stuff like that all morning. It's so thick in that draw, I couldn't really see them. I just know they were there. But anyways, now I'm heading to the house. Got the deer in the back of the truck. We'll go see if we can get her strung up and processed. I don't know. Like I said, it was weird. The shot was weird. When I shot her, I was not 100% on the range, because she worked around behind me
So I was moving around the tree to get a better angle to shoot her. I didn't realize there was a deer standing behind me that I didn't see. As soon as I started moving, that deer was looking right at me. She started blowing like crazy, and it kind of spooked the one that I was watching. Well, the one that was blowing booked it out of there, and it kept blowing all the way up the ridge. The one that I was watching kind of got real skittish and running around. She ended up coming out at what I guessed was 30 yards. I didn't have time to range it. I hadn't even ranged any trees in that direction because it was not a direction I wanted to shoot. It was just too thick and too weird back there. So I wasn't planning on a deer coming from there. So I wasn't planning on having to shoot that way. But so she come in about what I thought was 30 yards. I put my 30 pin on her, drew back, let it fly. I think she was actually further than 30. She might have been on 30. She might have been right at 30. She just, when she ducked, it looked like she dropped, so she had to have been a little further than 30. Because I hit her about the height I was aiming, I thought. But she spun into it. She spun into the shot. So when I shot, she dropped and spun toward me, and it caught her right in the front shoulder instead of behind the front shoulder, like where I was aiming. Like I had it right up at the top of the leg, and that what they call the vital V, you know. I had it right at the top of that leg, ready to let her fly. I just knew I made a perfect shot, and I still thought it was a good shot, you know, after the fact. Like I was pretty sure I made a good shot. It sounded good. She sounded good when she took off. She was tearing the woods apart. It sounded like she was pushing her front end on the ground, you know how they do, shoveling. But so when I found her, she had it hit right in that front shoulder, like literally through the front shoulder blade. The way that bone wraps around, it went through that, and it came out the other shoulder. She carried the arrow. It didn't, because the way it went through the shoulder, it slowed it down enough in the distance. It was not a full pass through, but she carried the arrow the whole way until about 10 yards from where I found her is where she dropped the arrow. And the arrow's perfect. There's nothing wrong with the arrow. There's nothing wrong with the broadhead. It's still sharp as it can be. I couldn't believe it. I figured going through that shoulder, it probably mangled the blades. It did. They're perfect. All I got to do is clean it up, put a band on it. But anyways, guys, the October lull is bullcrap. Get out and hunt. Deer are there. You just got to be there to get them. Thanks. I'll catch you in the next one.